Hello and good afternoon, Xbox Nation. Welcome to this week's new episode of X Vlog Live. I'm your host, Mr. BoomStick XL, and we have opening breaking news to get into. Apparently, Xbox is looking to take over the entire planet. Like I was just telling my co-host here, C Money, you could play Xbox games on everything except maybe a cardboard box. C Money, breaking news to open up today's show.
Absolutely.
And it's not just like breaking news, oh, it's on the Amazon Fire Stick. How many people actually use those things? Well, I would say in the millions. And what is coming to fruition, and we talked about this in the green room seconds ago, all of those years ago, you remember, folks, you remember when Phil Spencer was clowned by the media, he was clowned by the naysayers of Xbox, that he wanted to reach 3 billion gamers. And every time they take a step forward since closing ABK, it seems like they're getting closer and closer to that goal and bringing Xbox games, no console required, to the Amazon Fire Stick really does cement their push not only for this gen but in way into the future. See Money, how you feeling, brother? Welcome back.
Uh, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. This is just another moment where the Xbox is showing their plan, right? World domination is 100% in their scopes. That's what they're looking for. They want to be everywhere. They want to be the Windows of gaming, right?
Yep.
That's what they're looking to do. And this is what you're seeing it happen, man. And just a quick Google, just give you an idea. Fire Amazon Fire devices, 200 million
Holy,
as of,
oh my goodness.
2023. 2023,
Wow.
over 200
Wow.
million. So, just to give a little
Jagger
perspective.
0718 is asking, is this real or just a rumor? Well, no, it's real, and
No,
I
that's
and I have the
official.
pressers. C Money has the press release as well. We're going to read verbatim, but thank you for that, doing that quick math, because I didn't know that. C Money, you just did
Yeah,
a
man.
quick Google search. 200 million. I
Yep.
mean, that's a lot of customers, man, and no console required. I mean, look, see money. How often have you talked about it with Doodle on your show that the casual audience isn't as casual as people try and make them out to be? Okay, maybe they don't know about ABK. Maybe they don't know about the next acquisition that Microsoft is going to make. But they do understand and consistently change what and how they watch things on their TVs. That also means playing games. A lot of these casuals play Words with Friends, and they play, the jeweled like game that's like columns, or they play Tetris, or they play pick your favorite flavor, any of the King games. They play them, and when these same gamers, see money, are the same gamers that also have 4, 5, sometimes as much as 10 different subscription services because they cut the cords, right? They're not paying $380 for cable. They're paying now. It may we all know that we pay just as much. We try not
Yeah,
to admit that we
facts.
do, but we pay just as much because we have all these different services. And when you consider something like Xbox Game Pass, which is going to come into fruition at some point with all of these services, it is leaps and bounds bigger and better than what PlayStation and Nintendo are doing, and that's just a fact.
Agreed. 100%, man.
Well, listen, you know what? We have the press release in front of us. See, Money, I'm going to go to you first on it, but I want to read it verbatim, so there's no
Absolutely.
mistaking exactly what is happening here. This I pulled from Wario64, and the reason why I used his specifically is everything is in one nice document on the screen. I could read it verbatim. Everyone will understand what I'm talking about, but you could pretty much find this story anywhere. One of the stories I did pull that is incredibly well written is the one by Jez Corden of Windows Central. I will add that story along with the link for Wario64 in the show notes once this is uploaded onto YouTube. So here is the presser. Once downloaded, the Xbox app is designed to offer a smooth and seamless experience. And here is how it works, ladies and gentlemen. Simply install and launch the Xbox app from your Fire TV device. Sign in with your Microsoft account to play. If you're an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate member, you'll have instant access to hundreds of cloud enabled games. Not a member? No worries. You can join Xbox Game Pass for one low monthly price or check out Fortnite without a membership. Connect a Bluetooth enabled wireless controller, controllers like your Xbox wireless controller, Xbox adaptive controller, PlayStation DualSense, or DualShock 4 controller are all compatible. Simply start playing. Over the past few years, we have been on a journey to deliver cloud gaming to more devices, to more people around the globe, and we are excited to add the Firestick to our growing family of cloud gaming devices and eager to welcome in new players to this experience. Stay tuned for additional details. You can read about the Xbox Cloud Gaming Beta on Firestick TV devices at Amazon's blog right here, and learn to learn more about the Xbox Cloud Gaming Beta, visit xbox.com/cloud gaming. Simple, very well worded. Anyone can understand this. See money. I don't.
Oh,
People are grasping how big of a deal is. What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, it's huge, right? Like this is opening up. I mean, think about this. This is them essentially being opened up to a whole new market of people who again are going to be able to experience something with minimal effort, right? And that's what this all requires, right? Like the issue that Game Pass and all these other just in games in general, right? We know that the whole talk of town is that console gaming isn't growing, right? And again, we Phil Spencer came out, had his interview, and he told us that there's only 2 ways to do it, right? And we've seen which way each company is doing it, right? So there's one way, which is take the existing fan base that you have and your existing customers and keep trying to find new ways to dig deeper into their pockets, right? I think at this point we can coin that the Sony way, right? That's the PlayStation way, right? Remasters, remakes. Now they're gonna bring PlayStation 3 games, select ones that they're going to sell you to
I was
make
just gonna
more
say
money.
that. Yeah, sell you.
So those are not going to be free games going into your subscription, right? So that's their way. And then Xbox's way is growing it, right? How can you grow outside of the standard, fare of the 250 million total console gamers, right? Well, that's not by going ahead and saying, "Here's more advertisement. Come look at us. Come look at us." No, it's by going to the players, right? Being where they are and make it as easy as possible for them to go ahead and be a part of this, right? So I tell you right now, you got 200 million people who are using Fire TV devices. Now, obviously, there's going to be some cross pollination, right? Some of those people have access to other things. Some of them are ready gamers. Some of them are aware. But even still, you're still exposing Game Pass to people who are going to turn on their TV one day, and then instead of the normal thing they see, they'll see an ad on the screen that instead of their normal ads, they'll see one that says "Play Call of Duty." Here. What do you mean play it? Boom, you look, Game Pass subscription, free trial, 7 days, whatever, and then play Call of Duty now. Like, that is going to be a huge thing for people who are just not aware that it's gonna be that easy for them to do it, right? Like, again, as much as people are gamers and they wanna do this, there's a big difference between knowing of something, saying, "Oh, man, I would love to play the next Call of Duty, but I still play on a 360, right? I still play on a PlayStation 3." Like we forget to understand that there's still a lot of people who have not transitioned further. There's people in the Wii generation still who they just play those games over and over again. Like that's just what they do because gaming is not cheap. right? And if your way of getting in is through a PC that you have to purchase or a console that you have to purchase, you know, some people are just not going to do that. So you're going to go ahead and have people turn it on and be like, "Oh my god, Game Pass is here? How much is it? $10 a month? How many games? What are the games?" You click it, they show you a either a trailer or you see some of the selection. Come on, man. Like that's crazy. And you're opening yourself up to a brand new market. You know, again, 200 million as of what 2023. So that's 8 months. November 2nd was this article where they said they hit 200 million. That's that is what 7 months ago, 8 months ago. Like who knows where they are now, right? 250 million. These are all people who can turn on their console, become a Game Pass member. And this is what it is. I saw a comment about, uh, xCloud is still not as good as GeForce Now, right? And that's true, right?
That is
GeForce
no,
Now
no,
is,
that's just facts. It is,
I
but
mean,
they
that's
are
just fact,
working
right?
on getting that fixed, correct?
But how does that happen, right? It happens when you keep getting more subscribers, more people who come in, more people using the cloud. This is what it is. Now, I don't know if you guys saw them point out the fact that even for $0, if you have an Amazon Fire TV stick, you can go ahead or Amazon Fire TV and play Fortnite El gratis, free,
Yeah.
no
Yeah,
subscription.
free.
You're just gonna have
Nope.
to sign
Just
up
playing.
for Microsoft account, right? You'll have to log in, but outside of that, you're free. And you got for it's like the what's that thing that they how they say it, gateway drug, right? Get you hooked on some Fortnite, you
Give
know what
you
I'm
a little
saying? Like, ooh,
taste is what you're
give you a
saying,
little
and they
taste,
just
like,
keep
"Wow, I
coming
can't
back for
believe this
more.
works." That's it. That's it, and you'll see them. They'll advertise every time there's a new big game coming, they'll advertise it on Amazon Fire TV until one day a game pops up that somebody looks at and says, "Oh my god, that's there? What?" And then boom. This is it, man. Phil is doing everything right. They're making all the right moves. Again, he's not interested in constantly digging into our pockets and giving us making us spend more money on something that's not worth it. That's why they're not doing a mid-gen refresh, right? They don't they could, right? They could say, "Oh, well, this is this is what everybody does now. We started it last gen after the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 Pro. We made our series our 1X and our 1S like we they could have done it, but they don't want to, right? They want to expand gaming, right?
Right.
That's how you have real sustainable growth by expanding it, right? You got to understand, like console gamers, yeah, we have a lot of them, and there's people coming in all the time, but there's also people leaving all the time, right? Like it's not just once you're in, you stay forever. There's people who play it, and then there's people who stop playing games, people who move on. So that's a constantly fluctuating number. That's why it always stays in that same general area. You gotta reach out to people and you gotta meet them where they are, right? Microsoft knows that. That's why they did it with Windows, right? They used to keep all their stuff, oh, it has to be Windows, but now you can go to Apple and use Microsoft Word, right? You could do all that stuff because they know that you have to meet people where they are. You can't force people to go buy your devices if you want to grow. And the money hasn't been in the hardware for a long time in all these other places, right? Um, so listen, what they're doing is great. It's only going to benefit us Xbox fans because the more they get, the more we get. The more we get is because the not only is not only for us, right? It's for those new people too, right? And I'm just, Xbox is a whole different level right now. I can't understand how people still come into like comments for our videos and our streams and shit that we do and literally still come in talking about Xbox is dead, Xbox is irrelevant. Like what are you talking about? Like how cracked out do you have to be? Like how like the pony blinders are so strong for so many people, like, it's crazy to think that that's even po bro, PlayStation didn't even have a showcase, fam. They had a state of play with nothing in it.
More like a state of disappointment, but yes, please continue,
Facts,
sir.
facts. Like, what are we talking about here? How are we even like, they're delusional, man. They're delusional. It's crazy. It's crazy. There's no denying what Xbox is doing. There's no denying what Xbox has done. Listen, games going elsewhere we already got the memo, right? We have an idea of things that might be going. We know for sure things that are not going to be going, right? So uh, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we already had 4 games go, right? Nobody bought anything, right? Sea of Thieves, Matt Booty had the interview he did. He talked about how Sea of Thieves was a success, right? But guess what? They just released the numbers for last week, right? It's not in the top 10,
No.
right? So as much as it was a success, how long is it going to be a success for? Well, for a game like Sea of Thieves, that's what really matters. The initial burst, nobody cares, right? Nobody cares about the initial. All anybody cares about with a live service game like that is how many of those PlayStation people are going to keep playing and keep spending money. And already you see out of the top 10, right? There's nothing over there. 3 of the other games were a complete failure, right? That's why he was like, "Well, the one thing we could say is at least it got good review scores," right? No talk about sales. He wasn't happy with the sales, right? So, look, PlayStation is in a downward spiral right now,
Yeah,
right?
I'd agree. I'd agree with that.
They have console sales, that's not gonna go away for a while, right? So, I don't think anybody's delusional here thinking that tomorrow PlayStation's gonna wake up and not have anybody playing it, right? That's not what's gonna happen. But what will happen is over the course of the rest of this generation, going into the start of the next one, you will start seeing casuals make moves, right? Either they will eventually leave because it saves them money to buy a Series S on Black Friday for $150 with Game
Yep.
Pass versus staying in PlayStation and spending $70 for every game that they see coming to Game Pass for free. Or you're gonna have the people who are undecided, and we already know that over half of the PlayStation 4 generation is still with a PlayStation 4. And obviously, whatever PlayStation 5 has done so far has not enticed these people to move. You know what will entice people to move? $150 Series S
Yeah.
with Call of Duty coming into Game Pass day one, right? This is where we are, man. This is where we
I
are. This is a
mean,
genius move.
so I've been thinking the last couple of days, how do you get an Xbox Series S that cheap? Well, I don't know what their stock currently is, but they could sell the 500 gig ones that cheap.
Man, I mean,
Last
to
year,
be clear, they already had it. There
well, last year
was a
they
time that
dropped as low as 231. If I recall
no,
correctly.
they had it for 150 for at some place, and it was gone. It was for
Yeah,
a limited time. It
that's
was
just like that.
150.
That's like you have to buy it for that price. You just
Exactly.
cannot buy it.
So it'll get there. Their plan was 199 when we saw the the their roadmap that leaked, right?
Yeah,
By this fall, 2024, fall 2024, they wanted to be at 199. Um, but that was before they knew they were gonna have Call of Duty. So I could see 199 and then some places give you like a coupon or do something crazy just to beat the other people and do 150. But even still, even at 199, it's a no-brainer for anyone who's been holding off on coming to the next gen, right?
yeah,
Especially by then, you gotta fast forward time, right? Understand that come this holiday, come Black Friday, you would already have theoretically Avowed, you would have Flintlock, you would have the Altars, you would have so many of these games.
Hellblade. You got
The Hellblade's
you'll
already
have
there,
your potential
Flight
33
Simulator,
Immortals. You'll have the big games and
everything,
the
everything.
small games plus Game Pass.
Exactly. What's the other one? Indiana Jones might be out, but we're here in December. But at least it might be coming, so people would know that if they bought the Series S, they'll be getting Indiana Jones in the next month
You'll
or
have
so,
Call of Duty, and that's the
and then
big one.
Call of Duty for sure, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely. So, but that's what you understand that it's not people looking at it right this second. It's people in November, in for Black Friday, saying, "Hey, for $200, this is what I get, and I just got to pay $10 a month, $11 a month, whatever it is."
yeah.
Come on, man. No brainer. Whole new world, man.
It's a
They ain't ready
no-brainer,
for it.
and this is one of those instances that that they had that financing program where you can buy an
Yeah.
X and you can buy an S, and I was one was like $21, one was like $29 a month. But you also not only did you get online play, you also got Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. So you got the complete package, and Xbox
Yep.
Live was included in that for 2 years. and then once you were
Absolutely.
done paying for it, the box, whichever one it was, it's yours, right? If they bring that back and they use Call of Duty as their calling card, hey, you can play Call of Duty now. You know what's interesting? Last night during primetime gaming, I don't recall who said it, but they had made reference that all of this greatness that's happening from Xbox right now, and again, it really will depend on where on the calendar you say I saw the turning of the tide, right? Was it after Hellblade? That's up to you. For me personally, they had an okay year with a lot of turbulence in when they were flying from January to right before the showcase in June. Obviously, there was a lot of poorly reported information by many members of the gaming community, both the people like us who are content creators, and worse off, some of the journalists. No names here. We don't have to name names. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Again, I'm not looking to have a flame war with anybody, but to say that they went from, hey, we have a source, we're not going to disclose our source, but this is what we have, and they pull it out. They put it out in a timely fashion. It went to fastest first, and they were just literally throwing stuff up against the wall to see what stuck, and then that's how they're reporting their news. And I got to be honest with you, there were a lot of journalists that have now been lowered, in my opinion, because of that. And you know, it wasn't so great for Xbox before the showcase. But see, money, I think it's safe to say, post Xbox game showcase and Call of Duty event, it does not look like they're stopping anytime soon. Like we
Yeah, it
have,
made it real. It made it real.
no,
It
they
made
they made it
all the talk
incredibly real.
real.
Yeah. And I
You
would
know
I
what I'm
would
saying?
dare say, without mentioning the name of Sony and PlayStation, they put them on notice. They honestly walked quietly, carried a really big stick, and slapped them upside the head. I said this yesterday, and I got up. I'm putting a video together after I'm done with here. And again, this is probably going to get a lot of real nasty comments. And if you're that invested in Sony, fine, whatever. I'm a grown man, I can handle it. But I'm gonna tell
Also,
you
why
this right
watch,
now.
right?
What's
Also,
that?
why watch? Like, also, why watch,
Why?
right?
Why?
Like,
Yeah, I mean, I
they're
think they
obsessed.
they
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 come
hate watch it, but
they do. It's constant, bro. It's like,
yeah,
"Oh,
it's
oh, you guys are capping so hard, and like, go watch
no,
some
we're
pony
just
content." You know
being
what I'm saying? Like, go
honest.
ahead.
We're just
Facts.
the facts are the facts, but I honestly
Exactly.
believe going into Xbox, going into Gamescom and Tokyo Game Show, they have Sony on the ropes. Sony is done this year. Their two bigs are Horizon Lego and Astrobot. Two games that I am buying, one on PlayStation and one on Switch. And that's fine. This is why I can do that, because I have Xbox Game Pass and everything goes in there. But they have them on the ropes. If you think otherwise, you are blind. I am sorry to say. Sony has nothing, and Xbox knows that. And I'm going to be honest with you. I hope they walk out on those stages with such swagger that it's going to be nauseating to watch. Kind of like Ric Flair when he would come out with his
I
golden
feel like they're
locks.
already doing it, dog. I
They're
feel
doing
like
it subtly.
ev I feel like every interview you see now, it's just they just coming out. You don't see them stressing. They're not like afraid
There's
of a
not like
question.
a distressed look in their face, is
Yeah,
what
like
you're
they don't
saying.
care, dude. Like even
Yeah.
like Matt Booty, like they were asking him like all this stuff. He's like, sure, let's fucking go. Come
Let's
on,
talk
I got
about it. Yeah,
let's talk,
let's have
no
a
problem.
conversation.
Exactly, exactly. Because when you have stuff that's so good coming, right? And that are here. Like to be clear, we're not in that mode of well, wait till there's no
Yeah.
waiting till.
No,
We're
it's
already
it's
here.
here.
We have it. It's in front of us. We have Starfield, we have Hellblade, and we have games that are coming out every single month for us. And we know exactly what we're playing the rest of this year. We have it, dude. It's here. There's no more guesswork. There's no more, oh, we're always waiting for the next one. No, this showcase eliminated the wait till
Yeah,
conversation. That,
indeed.
well, wait till no. This year, next year, the year after that, every year will be Xbox's year. That's
Yeah.
why all of a sudden, right? I've been saying this for since Apple put out the damn iPhone that can play the AAA games. But all of a sudden now analysts are saying that, well, Apple might be buying PlayStation, right?
You never
That's the
know. I
new
mean,
thing that's out there. And I've been saying it forever. PlayStation is there is no out for PlayStation. There's no I don't care how good one of their games is. It doesn't matter. The world has changed. We don't
mhm,
strive and live off of one game. Guess what? We had Starfield last year. Okay. Will anyone go ahead and say, not Xbox, I'm talking about PlayStation people, and say that last year was amazing for Xbox? No, people are gonna say no. You just had Starfield, right? That's what they're gonna say. That was the big one that they were talking about. I'm sorry, but coming out with Herman Hulst coming out and saying that, okay, guys, whew, we have to change the way we're doing things.
mhm.
Hopefully, our goal is to have one tentpole game for you a year, and we'll release it in the holiday. I'm sorry. I don't care if that's Spider-Man 3. I don't care if that's God of War brand new. I don't care if it's fucking Last of Us. Sorry. I don't care if it's Last of Us. I don't care any of it. It doesn't matter what it is. That one game over the course of a year that Microsoft will have been releasing between 4 to 10 games. 4 that are gonna be big, and then everything else in the middle, plus all the day one Game Pass games that we're getting for El Gratis.
Yeah,
There is no comeback. The
yeah,
only chance PlayStation has for survival, okay, is if they're purchased by somebody like Apple, like Google, who have the dollars. Not saying that Google would commit, not saying that Apple would commit and do what's needed, but that's their only chance. You can't come up with the money. There's no way. You cannot. There's just no possible way. The money doesn't lie. Okay,
yeah.
you don't have the first party output to do it. And even if you bought a crap ton of small studios, you don't have the money to fund the big games the way that Xbox can fund the big games. Xbox has more first party AAA games in development right now than any one platform holder has ever had in the history of gaming. No one has put that much money into what gaming can be like Xbox is
No.
doing right now. There's no way out, dog. There's no way out. I wish there was. I wish there was a way for PlayStation to have relevancy so that Xbox can continue to just beat their ass forever. All right, but at some point, something's gonna have to give for
I mean,
PlayStation.
listen, this is something that we've been waiting for, right? For Xbox to put up a fight, and they have, and they are standing toe to toe. Like I said, Nintendo is always going to Nintendo. They're gonna be okay. They got a new console coming out next year. They're gonna have a pretty stacked deck when it comes to their launch titles. Yes, what they have releasing is not as powerful as the Series X. Hell, it's not even as powerful as the Series S. It's as powerful as an Xbox One X and a PS4 Pro, but that's all that they need. They just need to continue to, well, Nintendo. PlayStation, on the other hand, is in a bit of a pickle. I've said this before. I've gotten a lot of backlash for it. They are in a downward spiral. You said it. They are, at least in my opinion and my estimation, and I don't think this is really going too far fetched. Doesn't it seem like they are like in a bit of a tailspin? Like there's no direction for them.
They don't
Because
know what to do anymore.
which PlayStation is this? Is this the first party single player story driven narrative focused a game maker? Well, no, because the last time they had that was Spider-Man, and before that it was a God of War that we've already played. Even though Ragnarok was great, it just was another God of War, right? Um, what do they have? What do they have? What are they working on? I don't know because they're not telling us. What they were working on was now everything is canceled. So
Yep,
it's they
everything's
are
canceled
in
and
a
changed.
pickle. See money.
So the other thing, like I see in the chat, right? Like to be clear, nobody's suggesting that they won't have a game that releases. What I'm suggesting is that one game a year is not enough in a world where
Yeah, that's not
Microsoft
going to cut the mustard.
is giving their players freaking 12, 10 first party games of different sizes and 40, day and date notable third party games into the Game Pass for free. It's a different world. And again, listen, we're not talking about this is not a PlayStation will not survive as a console. Sure, people are going to be there for a while. They already have their PlayStation 5s. Look at PlayStation 4. They haven't let that crap go, right?
53%. 53%
Yeah,
of
so
PlayStation gamers are on PlayStation 4s still.
facts. So you're going to end up in that same situation where PlayStation 5 will be relevant as a console to play third-party games. We're not talking about that. What we're talking about is their relevancy in the hardcore market, right? Where people are people just going to look at them as a, some small time publisher who makes one game a year forever? Like that's it. That's what your PlayStation is. I don't think anybody wants to sign up for that. But the other aspect of it when you're thinking about, you know, PlayStation is when you compare them to the output that Xbox has, when you compare them to the output that Nintendo has, they're just not there. So when you think about we know that third parties, right? They gravitate towards PlayStation. Why? Because they have the mind share, right? Right now, right? They have the mind share. And we question it all the time. Like, how stupid are these small developers who get in bed with PlayStation after seeing how bad everybody does on PlayStation recently, right? Like it's just bad. They don't have those indie stories that they used to have, right? They used to have the Rocket Leagues, the Fall Guy story, right? Where, oh my god, look, this game came out on PlayStation Plus and it blew up. Where's the story? Nowhere. That's dead and gone. No one's blowing up on PlayStation anymore. Freaking Foam Stars came out on PlayStation and no one has heard from it. People are putting out, a request to see if anybody can find them. Are they real? Did they ever come out? We don't even know. We don't know. There's no proof at this point. Nobody has said anything about that game. But the mind share is the problem for them, right? Once that mind share goes, what do they have left? Right? Once that goes away, once people are not automatically thinking PlayStation when they think gaming, because you can't associate gaming to the box that is releasing the least amount of games.
Yeah.
That's just the reality of what it is. And again, you can look at it and be like, well, right now, that's not too big of a deal right this second. No, of course not. We're not talking about that. We're talking about Xbox getting their plan in motion to go ahead and do a little bit of what we like to call death by 1,000 cuts, right?
Yeah.
This is a slow bleed. Listen, they've been in this game for a long time. Gaming's not going anywhere. What's going to happen over time is that PlayStation will just slowly lose more and more and more and more. You know, Doodle on our show brought up something that leading into the ABK deal and all the fighting that Jim Ryan was doing and all this stuff. A lot of us and I didn't hear it anywhere until she said it, and it just changed my whole way of looking at everything that took place for ABK. you know, PlayStation always knew Call of Duty was gonna stay, right? That was never the question, right? And then we talked about how, oh yeah, well, if they lose Call of Duty, they're gonna lose everything. Or if Xbox makes it worse, they're gonna get screwed. This entire time, it didn't dawn on me until Doodle said it on our show. The fear that PlayStation had was once they lost that battle and ABK was owned by Xbox, they would not have the marketing. PlayStation understands that the marketing is the fight. Doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. The marketing is what matters. When they were able to put the sign on there that Call of Duty, PlayStation is just what happened, right? People just flock to them because that's where they believe it is, or that's where they believe the majority of people are playing it. That is PlayStation's biggest fear. As they lose marketing to more and more games, understand Xbox took away so many games for PlayStation to market. Overwatch, all these games, is all gone. These are all Xbox only marketed situations now.
But you know
As
what's
they continue.
interesting? What's interesting, see money, is
Oh,
EA Play, right? A
yep.
lot of people, whatever, like not. I don't really get a lot from it because I don't play Madden anymore. I don't play FIFA. I don't play any other games. But a lot of people do. A lot of casuals do. And once you can equate the casual games, Madden, FIFA, Football
Yep.
Club, Fortnite, Apex Legends, and all of these things are now available for more people to play on more devices. And I sound like an Xbot, right? But that's the truth. People are
Okay.
going to then look over and say, why am I going to spend? And this is the conversation that is going to happen sooner than later. When Call of Duty comes out this year, there is going to be someone, regardless of financial station, whether they make six figures or they make five, and they're going to say, wait a second, why am I spending 76.43 for Black Ops when I can go play it for 16.99 on Game Pass? And when that starts to happen, that original 43% of gamers that they polled, the 1,200 people in the US and 1,200 people in the UK a couple of years ago, we talked about it on prime time last night, is going to be 50, 60, 70% because value proposition is the spark of any conversation. Listen, I don't care where you play, what console you bow down to. If you're going to try and convince me that you would rather drop 76.43, almost $80 for a game because I own the game, I have the disc in my hand, I'm a winner, versus you getting it on Game Pass, and then if you want to buy it, you get it at a discount, you are straight up lying. I'm going to be honest with you. You are just a straight up liar, and you are just trying to continue to stoke the fires of the console war. That's
Yep.
ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. Unless
100%.
you got it like that, where you burning money lighting your cigars, good on you. I don't
People
roll
who
that
have it
deep.
like that don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's why they
Yeah,
have it like that. People don't waste when they have it like that.
yeah.
They're
They
smart with
really
their
don't.
money, right?
They
Like, that's
really
the
don't.
reality of what it is, right? The rich get richer not because they do that stupid shit.
Short
I'm not
arms,
talking
deep
like
pockets,
celebrities
brother.
and stuff like that.
That's why they stay rich. But listen, we have
Absolutely.
600 people here. I want to catch up on super chats, and then we're going to get into the Call of Duty X Fallout because that's a conversation that I want to have because we are on the cusp of a turning of the tides for Call of Duty when it comes to Xbox first party characters and skins. I think that we are months away from seeing Doom and Master Chief and potentially think about. I'll get. You know what? Let me save that. I have a great point. I don't want to kind of shoot from the hip with it because I want to really drive the point home. But before we get to that point, see money. Let me just catch up on super chats. And before we
Sure.
catch up on super chats, I just want to make a quick announcement. Obviously, you know that Mrs. Boom and I have partnered with the Valari Gaming Pillow Company. I'm going to run the commercial. Check it out. We have two other partnerships that are currently going on in the background, which we will announce shortly. I'm very, very excited. Again, two
Nice.
products, two additional products that I have actually been there as a consumer, and they kind of reached out to me, and it's pretty cool. Once
That's dope.
I'm given the green light to talk about it, we will of course talk about it on the show. I'm very excited. Again, these partnerships are starting to happen a lot more, and we are very selective on who we partner with. We don't just add anybody because they're offering money. Now we don't roll that way. If I don't use it, I'm not going to try and sell it. But The Volare gaming pillow, as you know, is a pillow that's designed for people that want better posture as they play. And if you suffer from back problems like I do, and my back problems are documented on the internet, you see what's holding me together. Sometimes on bad days when like it's been super humid here in New York, the humidity really f's with my back, and it makes sometimes it cripples me a bit. And using the pillow that I have, it raises my arms and makes my posture better. So when I'm playing something like Still Wake the Deep for 5 hours straight, which I've done,
Great game.
it's phenomenal game, absolutely phenomenal game. It doesn't hurt me. So check out the commercial. And again, if you're interested and you do decide to make a purchase, and of course, all of the Volare Gaming links are in the show notes. That once this goes up on video on demand, you can click on there and get it. All you have to do is type in the code DBG15 at checkout, and you will save 15% off of your entire order. Check out the commercial, ladies and gentlemen. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Code is DBG15 at checkout, and you will save 15% off your entire order. Please check it out. And yes, we do have a double barrel gaming branded pillow. Let me see. Do I have it here to show? I don't think I do.
You gotta get the commercial remade with your
you know what? As
pillow
soon as I have one, yes, Sean LeBrie is already on the case. We will add that in there. The pillow is dope. Like the minute Mrs. Boom saw it, she's like, because they sent us like 5 or 6 designs, and this was the first one we saw. We saw it, and we both looked at each other and we're like, yes, this is it. But we, obviously you want to look at the other ones, and we're like, nah, not fan. Those are nope. We'll take this one, the first one. So yeah, we actually have a branded pillow, which is freaking crazy considering the size of the channel. Thank you so much for checking it out. Of course, let me get to the super chats. First one of the day comes the way of Fantas Archer, who drops a very generous $2 super chat and says, if Microsoft couldn't get cheap keystones, the Firestick TV works. Yeah, I mean, listen, Keystone was a thing. Obviously, they would, rather than spend the money on development of it and mass production, they'll work with partners like Samsung through the TV, like Amazon through the Fire Stick, and of
meet
course,
the customers where they are already.
meet
Right?
the customers where they are.
Get them to buy something new, go where they already are. That's the model. That's the way it works. And you're gonna see them continue to do that. They're gonna do that before you know it. Anything that's capable of doing it, that is a product that exists already, will be able to do it. It's just what's gonna happen. You'll see it keep going.
Yeah, it's looking really good for Xbox. I'm gonna tell you that right now. JJ Sayin 117 drops a very generous $2 super chat, and he says, "Just wait for an Xbox app that plays native games." Yeah, I mean they're working on it. I mean, look, right now, lead dog is the Nvidia. You said it before. What's the other streaming
GeForce
service?
Now.
GeForce Now. Yeah, that's tip of the spear. Honestly, if they can, if Xbox can figure out, and that's why they partnered with them, right?
Well, they're already on there. That's the thing.
So if you
Pass
just play your Xbox games using GeForce Now, and you're golden, and you're getting really good speeds and everything. Again, they're taking over the planet one step at a time, and people are not paying attention. Before anyone realizes it, it's going to be a new market leader. That's what it's going to be. Will Broke Boy Lewis has dropped. Oh my goodness! Again, he has gifted 5 more double barrel gaming memberships. Will, thank you so much for that. Let me know. Email me if you get the package. Let me know when you get it. Appreciate that. But he's one of the coin winners. and I got
Nice.
sent something a little extra, Will. So thank you so much for all the support, brother. Super appreciate that. Creative Monster, what's going on, my brother? Thank you earlier for the very nice comment about the show being one of your favorites. That does mean a lot to us. We super appreciate it.
That's
He
dope.
drops a very generous $5 super chat and says, my Amazon Fire Stick is going to explode from playing Black Ops 6. Really curious what the performance is going to be. I'm excited though. Love the show, brother. Thank you so much for that. I mean, I'm hoping that the performance is going to be tip of the spear. Is it, are they still in beta? Yes. Are they going to have some potential hiccups? Maybe. But the fact that they're working on it, they're gonna get this all figured out. And once they are hitting on all cylinders, where you are playing these games almost in the same vein as being native to your console, it's gonna be big trouble for the rest of the world for sure. A Starfield guy drops a very generous $2 super chat and says, "Hi, C and Boom. Boom, did you check
What
out the
up, man?
precinct?" I actually haven't. I saw
What's
it. I
that?
did not buy it. Um,
Is that a
it's
game?
just not. It's just yeah. It's just not enough time in the day, dude. Like honestly, like I'm running through a Still Wakes Deep now a second time. I beat it yesterday. What a game! What
Nice.
a freaking game! It engrossed me so much that the minute I beat it, I rolled credits and I started it over. I want to go mop up all the. I'm going to try and get 1,000 out of 1,000. I don't know if I'm going to get it, but I'm definitely going to give it the whole good the
Nice.
college effort, if you will. Joe Dunmore. Hey, Joe, what's going on, brother? Welcome back as always, and thank you so much for the generosity. He drops a $5 super chat and says, Sony reminds me of Kodak when they waited too long to switch from film to digital. Dude, that is a phenomenal comparison. Wow. I did not even equate that, brother. That's great. Fantastic.
Uh, the
Um,
sad thing is that you could pretty much equate Sony to anyone who was on top and won't be any longer. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, I mean,
that's the sad thing.
Sony might be the next blockbuster. I mean,
I mean, that's
you just never know. I
where
know
they
people are
are,
gonna get
man.
mad, like, oh, I'm clipping this, Boom. I'm gonna put you on blast. Blast me all you want. It's fine. And lastly, actually, two more, and then we'll get to it. Jay Fuller drops a very generous $5 super chat, and he goes on to say, now that Game Pass is available on the Amazon Fire Stick, it really is play anywhere. And you know what? You're not wrong. I mean, we just need. I can't wait to be able to play it on my fridge. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be pretty cool in there while you're cooking.
Yeah.
And lastly, I've been whacking off for days. Drops a £1 super chat. It's always fun when
God
he
damn
says
it.
that. He actually forces me to say it because I'm not going to not read his super chat. Brother, thank you
See the
so much
picture?
for
You
the
see the picture?
generosity. Yes. Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Clown. God
Not
damn it.
see
I had to
money.
whack
Oh,
it off.
no.
Leave me alone, bro. Leave me alone.
Let me see. Let me see. Can I bring that up? Yeah, there it
Oh my
is.
god. Son of
Dijon
a
Mustard. Oh, my God. I can't believe it.
freaking
Look,
whacking off.
let's see money. If there's anything about Fortnite that makes me smile, it's not a game that I normally play. Have I played it? Sure. Do I play it regularly? No. Do they get my money? Unfortunately, they do. When Master Chief was available, I bought it. When Kratos was available, I bought it. When Indiana Jones was available, I bought it. Same thing with the Turtles. It's just pop culture things that are being done in a game that's normally not a game that I like to play. I'm not a battle royale kind of a guy and never have been, probably never will be. But there's something about having these characters running around where on the same map you have Darth Vader fighting Batman and someone dressed as Indiana Jones shooting you. Like I don't think there is a world that we could have ever, even in our wildest childish dreams, thought that that was going to at some point be a reality in a singular game, right? Well, why am I talking about Fortnite? Well, because Call of Duty has had a bunch of pretty noticeable and sizable additions. They have the they have right now they're the big one is the Fallout skins, right? The Fallout and obviously They're the Dweller skins. This is also a marketing team, see money, that is not Xbox. This is a marketing team that is Activision, and their marketing prowess is tip of the spear. They don't F around. They do not. And they've had some pretty like I don't think if you gave me 1,000 guesses that I would say, "Yep, spot on." Nicki Minaj character in Call of Duty. Like, I'm sorry, like I would have never guessed that. Um, I would have never guessed Snoop Dogg was a character that you can a skin that you can buy. I went out and I don't play Call of Duty online. I do now a little bit. I dabble, but when they had Ash from Evil Dead, I bought it because I'm a Evil Dead stan. Um, but we are on the cusp, ladies and gentlemen, of seeing potentially some real heavy hitters from Xbox joining the fray. Now, C Money stepped away for a second. He probably had to take a work call, so I'm going to continue this rhetoric, if you will, about who I want to personally see. Now, the showcase, which happened a couple weeks ago, highlighted some pretty powerful characters that are coming back in a big way, right? See
Sorry
Money,
about that.
you had Joanna Dark, you had Marcus Phoenix and Dom, right? You had Doom the Dark Ages up on this on stage. I mean, the list goes on and on. I think that it makes perfect dollars and cents, which is what they want to do. Is they want to separate you and me and C from money from our wallets. How do you do that in Call of Duty? Now, I normally don't play Call of Duty. I just don't. I played it back in the days. I'm a Halo guy. That's what I play online. But we are on the cusp, see money, of seeing Doom Guy. We're on the cusp of potentially seeing a Master Chief, a Lock. Why not? These are gritty characters. And it almost seems like if we don't see Marcus and Dom, that's going to be another missed opportunity. As a matter of fact, if you want to start doing some Fortnite like partnerships, well, they have a the Last Ronin game coming out, and they got a film coming out as well. And that's, of course, one of the last turtles. The other three are dead. That's a gritty looking character. He doesn't have to look like a cartoon like from the 80s. They can put that gritty character right in Call of Duty. People would line up to buy it. So my
Facts.
hot picks is I want to see Master Chief without a doubt. I want to see Doom Guy. I want to see Marcus and Dom. But there are a lot of other characters that I'd like to see from older Xbox IPs that we haven't seen in a long time. And I don't want it to be as ridiculous as Fortnite because I don't think it's going to get that ridiculous. But they already have, again, Nicki Minaj and Snoop Dogg running around with people dressed up as Ash like me. So, I mean, is that ridiculous? Maybe. See
There's no
money.
limit, bro. There's no
There
limit.
isn't a limit, but who do you want to see come back in a big way?
See, from I mean, you already said my main one, man. I need Chief. Give
Yeah.
me the Chief. I need the Chief in my life. But I would say honestly, you kind of nailed it with the idea of like, listen, Call of Duty is owned by Xbox now.
Yep.
Let's get in there. Let's bring Xbox IP right over, right? Let's do it. Let's get all the Gears people in there. Let's get, obviously they'll use these as marketing beats, right? So like when E-Day is about to drop, bring over, Marcus and Dom to Call of Duty, right? You could do the same thing with Fable, bring the chick from Fable in there. She can do it. Don't matter. You got Tomb Raider
Joanna
in there,
Dark's
right?
another one. Why not?
Joanna Dark, bring her in, right? Like, I honestly, there's no limit to it anymore. Like that, I think in the beginning they were trying to keep it like, well, let's keep it, like thematically
Yeah.
appropriate, right? Like these are military type people or people who could be looked at as like they're in the military. I mean, we just had Gundam in there, right? On Call of Duty. Like
Yes.
they have mechs in there now. You know what I'm saying? Like this is it's just about fun, man. It doesn't matter. Like, let me have fun. Don't worry about which skin I'm rocking when I kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like, just just let me have it. I think you can, like, literally think about, some iconic people like Sam Fisher um, from Splinter Cell, right?
That would be kind of dope
Huge
too. I mean, they have a good
huge dude.
partnership with
Yeah,
with
bring him back.
Ubisoft. Why not?
Absolutely, bring him back, right? Um, overall, I really don't think they should set any boundaries for what they bring in. Anybody who's in Fortnite is capable of being over here too, right? So, they've already had quite a few, partnerships with people, but when indies getting ready to drop, put indie in the game.
Yeah, why
You know what I'm
not?
saying?
He shoots
Let's get indie in
guns.
there.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, this is just what it is. I want to see as many people as possible because that's what changes the game, right? Like Fortnite is a fun game. We like to play it, but I gotta tell you, like, would we play it if it were all just the generic base players that they started with and
probably not.
that was it? No. No, what makes that game crazy fun is I don't know, God knows how many skins. I put it on random, and every time I play, I got another character that I'm playing that looks different. It's so dope. We do the dance moves, we have fun, right? Like, that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. Call of Duty, do the same thing, man. Do the same thing, but instead of dance moves, you have cool finishers that you put in the
Which are
game, right?
pretty dope. Like some of them are just
Yeah.
unbelievably cool.
That's what I'm saying. Like, go ahead and make this happen, right? Just don't get rid of all those preconceived. Oh man, they have to be in the military. No, I saw somebody say it. Yes, let's put Conquer, freaking Conquer. Let's get him. Conquer Baz for a day. Let's put him in there. Put a gun, squirrel with a gun, with his big ass cigar and his military outfit. Let's go, right? Let's do it.
That would be pretty ridiculous, but also
It,
fun. I think that's what it
it
was.
It would, right? Like, this is the thing, right? This is how you take people who don't normally play a military shooter and make people be like, "Oh, it's not I mean, it's a military shooter, but it's also kinda just a fun game that you go and you shoot people, right? Like, this is what we do in most games, right? Contra, you're shooting people nonstop, right? So this is what we do, right? It's just we like to shoot things in games. Let us be all types of crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Look, I see like Green Bacon says a Big Daddy from BioShock with a little
Dude, that
sister.
is
Can you
that's a
imagine a Big
great pick,
Daddy with
dude.
a little sister on your shoulder, and then the finisher is you do something, and the little sister goes and like stabs you with the thing and takes your
Bro,
essence from you?
hire
Like,
this man, hire these people, bring them in.
this is what it is, man. Like, it really is, sky's the limit. As soon as they let go, and you could tell they have, right? They've done silly stuff already, right? Like, this is part of what they do, and I think didn't they just do something with squirrels or something like that? I thought they had some type of animal in, in in, uh, in Call of Duty. Um, but honestly, I think that's where they need to go. Just get rid of the requirements. Just make it so that they can stand up and run and shoot, you're good. You know what I'm saying? Just make it happen. I think that anybody can get it.
And with Activision running the show, I mean, look, we've said this before. Jared West is no longer running the show at Xbox. They parted ways. He's going over to Roblox, and a lot of big moves have already happened. They're circling the wagons, so to speak. They're tightening up. How their marketing goes for Xbox Game Studios. Bethesda has their own marketing team. They usually don't have an issue either. They usually do very good marketing. Activision, well, I mean, they have been tip of the spear, C Money, for years, and obviously this Fallout, collaboration that they're doing is doing super well for them. So I would imagine they're going to continue these types of collaborations. And I think you're really onto something where when it gets closer to releasing of indie, you might see an indie collaboration. When you get when they get closer to something like E-Day, you're definitely going to see these skins for Marcus, for Dom, for Baird, and for and oh my god, I think of his name. why am I
Coltrane?
blanking? Yeah, Coltrane. That's it. Thank you. I can remember Train. I couldn't remember Coltrane, but yeah, you can get those.
Yep.
I mean, maybe one of the creatures. I mean, I wouldn't see why
Locust,
you couldn't
General
become
Ram.
General Ram and run around. I mean, for crying out loud, General Ram is in Killer Instinct,
Yep,
right? So
yep.
I like these
Turned it they gotta turn
collaborations.
it. God, you know what they gotta yo, they gotta Nintendo this crap, alright?
Yes.
These
Yep.
characters need to be doing everything that you sell, okay? Anything with multiplayer, put all the characters in there. Doesn't matter. Gears, eventually, give me a Master Chief skin. You know what I'm saying? I wanna go in there and cut people up as Master Chief, right? Like, you gotta cross-pollinate, right? And I saw somebody in the chat, and I was thinking of this, and then I didn't go there, but 100%, remember, Xbox has released games on PlayStation, right?
Mhm.
Now, we talking about the idea of exposing Xbox to PlayStation players, to Nintendo players. Well, guess what happens if you have Xbox properties as skins on Call of Duty?
Yeah, you
PlayStation
have
people
PlayStation
are gonna
players
see
buying
those
this.
skins.
Yeah.
Nintendo players are gonna have those skins. This is this is the genius of it, right? You get out of that cycle of it being a closed place where, oh, if you have the Xbox version, you get to play with these characters. No, don't matter. Buy the skin anywhere you are. It works. Do it. It's genius,
Yep.
man. There's so much potential for all this stuff. It's crazy.
There's no doubt about it. And again, for me, because I'm a Killer Instinct fan, I would love to see a Jago skin or a Kilgore skin. Right? They shoot
Yes.
guns. Right? Kilgore shoots guns. Fulgore has blades. Make
Let's
their
go.
finisher like their finisher in the game. It would be freaking awesome.
Couldn't
I
agree
love
more,
to
man.
see it. Listen, folks. Now I know that if by the title we originally were going to talk about the Machine Games breaking news that happened overnight, where they're working on. I'm moving that to tomorrow because obviously we had to talk about the Fire Stick. Let me catch up on these last super chats and we'll get everyone out of here. This is normally one of the shorter shows, 70 minutes, give or take. Again, before you get on out of here, hit the like button. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. We are 229 subs away from 15,000. That is a really, really big deal for Mrs. Boom and I. And again, you can help us get there by subscribing to the channel. Share this out on social media. Let them know about us. And maybe we'll get some more subs that way. But we have Will Broke Boy Lewis drops an additional, very generous $2 super chat and says, I use Ash Operator in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. Seems fitting. Indeed, it absolutely does. And that's exactly where I was using the Ash Operator skin, which is freaking dope. And I believe
Agreed.
that they actually got Bruce Campbell to do the lines because it sounds like him. So I think that's the case, and that's why they got my money. We have Sour Blow. What's going on, Sour Blow Gaming? Hopefully you're doing well, and thank you so much for the very generous $5 super
Power
chat.
blow.
And he goes on to say exclusive DLC per platform. Phil Spencer, Xbox, Jim Ryan, Sony, Gabe Newell, Steam, have them battle it out. That would be actually quite funny. Now, it's funny you mentioned that because remember, Soul Calibur, was it 2? I think Xbox had Spawn. I think Nintendo had Link, and I don't remember who. It wasn't a PlayStation character. I think it was a Tekken character. I think it was the final boss of Tekken for PlayStation. I would love to see that. It's and again, I think that we're getting into a realm where someone's going to be dressed up as Master Chief playing on a PlayStation. There's just no doubt about that. Highlander
Agreed.
001, generous friend of the program, drops an outstanding $5 super chat. And he says Sony is making shows and movies on their IPs because they have no games coming until 2025. If they're lucky, Sony is trying to keep relative in gaming. I mean, look, we know that this is what they have. This is why when I put up the video, you'll see exactly what we talked about if you missed it last night about Sony being on the ropes going into Gamescom and the Tokyo Game Show. It's a thing. It is happening. Whether or not it makes a dent or not, we'll see. But if Xbox, if the rumor is true about what they're bringing to Gamescom, remember this is confirmed. It's the biggest boot ever. last year's was. This apparently has gone over what they did last year, and last year was pretty big. Remember, the Xbox Game Showcase was originally a 3+ hour show that they had to cut down to 2 hours. Those games that were not there are being brought to a region where they are behind a lot. If they can show off their wares and then reiterate on Call of Duty and things of that nature, they're going to win some hearts and minds in Europe. I'm looking forward to that in August, and then obviously in September. It's back-to-back months with Xbox leading the charge with the Tokyo Game Show, and then obviously a couple of months later you have the Game Awards, which I think we're going to see that prototype hardware for the handheld. Again, it's just an
That'd be dope.
assumption, and it would be pretty dope. But see, money, let's get you on out of here, brother. Please sell the brand. Tell everyone where they can check you, the missus, and the kids out on your weekly show. Great content all around, lots of content weekly. Then not only are they just talking about what's going on in the industry, they are interviewing devs that actually make the games, become a big part of who they are. Sell the brand, dude. Where can people subscribe to your YouTube channel? And more importantly, find you on social media?
Yeah, man, absolutely. Thank you, first of all, Boom, for having me. I love being on the show, so appreciate you, brother. Obviously on Twitter, you can follow me right here,
Yep.
right? See Money Forever. So come check me out there. As far as our channel, yeah, we have a YouTube channel called On Point for Gamers. We do quite a few shows a week. We do about 4, sometimes 5 shows a week. So it just depends. We have a Sunday show that we do in the morning at 10 a.m. Eastern called Morning Quest with Doodle and See Money. Super chat focused show. We have, our topic. We have fun with the chat, just kind of dive in, see what everybody's feeling on things. It's a good time. So definitely come check that out. Tuesdays, when we have them, we have a her, him, and a dev where we have conversations with developers. You know, it's interesting. It's fun to kind of see the behind the scenes of how different devs do different things and the publisher side of things as well. So we do that typically at 4 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays. And then on Tuesday nights, we have Night Quest, which is kind of like the reciprocal of Morning Quest. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern, and we do it's me, Doodle, and we have a basically like a call-in show. Not call-in, you just hop on, right? So if you're in the chat, we put the link in the chat, bring up community members and just come hang out with us and talk topics and just kind of get the feel of what everybody's feeling. It's dope. It's a great show. We really really enjoy it. So that's one. And then on Thursday nights we have our official podcast, which is the On Point Gaming Podcast. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern. And twice a month we do a special version of that. So the second week of the month we do a community blowout, which is me, Doodle, Madman, and 7 community members who come up on the show, and we just have a big blowout. It's a great show. And then at the end of the month, we do a end of the month kind of block party where we get some of our homies to come do the show. So like Sour Blow, he's actually going to be on our show tonight. Is our end of the month block party. We got
Nice.
at 8 p.m. Eastern. So Sour Blow is going to be there. You got Doc Dark who's gonna be there. You got Nero who might be stopping by. You got Ray Ray. You got Fuzzy, the homie Fuzzy Belvedere, man, and J Shock Blast. It's gonna be a cool show, man. Definitely come stop by. We got some fun things to talk about. So definitely check that out. And then we have our Friday night show that is probably our most popular show. It's called the Night Shift, and it's Friday night. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern. We got Hargeet on there. We got the homie Demo Flow Gaming who's on there. And then, depending on, the week, we might have another guest join us. But it gets wild. It's fun. We shit goes sideways pretty quick. So it's a good time. It's a good time. So definitely come check us out, man. I do have the link that I put in the chat, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe. Yeah, I went in. So yeah, come check us out. We do other things too. We have reviews, previews that we do. We just put out our preview of Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. We had some hands-on with that game, and it is awesome. Awesome, awesome. and it comes out the day before my birthday, it's a beautiful thing. Coming day 1 of the Game Pass, yes, go check it out. It's, it's a fun time. So, yeah, man, appreciate you guys. Again, Boom. Thanks, brother, and also remember that I am here on, Thursdays, every Thursday, assuming we don't have some type of of, conference that Boom is going to, you know what I'm saying? Uh, we
Indeed. No, I'm good for the remainder of the year. I'm not going anywhere.
uh,
That trip was quite pricey. Next year I'm gonna do it a little bit better. I'm gonna use the noggin that the good Lord put up there, and I'm gonna do it a little bit better. I'm gonna be a little bit more frugal. But it was worth every penny, to be honest with you. But it is an
nice.
expense. But yes, C Money, thank you so much for being a part of today's show. Super
Yeah, man.
appreciate all of the super chats. We have a channel member chat here, Raiden Blade, who's been from a channel member for a whopping 37 months. He says, "Hey, just checking in on you both." So C Money, you had me waking up the house with the pony salt / horse salt. It was fun. Anyway, keep up the greatness on
Nice.
your channels, on your show, brother. Thank you so much for
Thanks,
the
man.
very kind words, and of course the
Appreciate you, brother.
amazing support. And
37 months. That's
yeah,
freaking
that's
awesome.
great. And we didn't get any mustard jokes today, which is surprising. Very
Well,
surprising.
I saw somebody in the chat. They didn't pay for the mustard joke, but I saw it.
Ah,
I saw it.
I love it.
Always somebody.
Oh my goodness. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you so much for the support. We super appreciate it. Mrs. Boom and I'm gonna post what we're giving away. We are doing a Christmas in July giveaway. We are giving away 5 double barrel gaming prize packs. That includes a lot of stuff. I'm trying to get my hands on additional Gears of War E-Day coins, which we're going to add to these prize packs. But on top of the prize pack and the coin, we are putting in a $25 Xbox gift card to each one of them. And we're going to do that the second week of July. It's our annual Christmas in July giveaway. Mrs. Boom put it together, and obviously she handles all of the the finances and the gifts giving. And we talked about it yesterday, and she's like, "Yeah, let's do it the second week. It's going to be the second Friday of whatever breakfast with Boom that is. That's usually when we do our big giveaways. We have 5. We might actually have more, but right now we're announcing it as 5. You're going to get everything in the prize pack. You're going to get potentially a Gears of War E-Day coin that is ridiculously limited. And we're also throwing in there as an extra bonus a $25 Xbox gift card. And of course, how we do that is the first 3 winners of the 5 are going to be people that are channel members. The other 2 winners, which will be announced live on the air, will be anyone that the picker, picks. And we use the picker that's the tool that comes along with the software that we pay for. And again, you pay nothing. We ship it to you. If you're outside the US, we can attempt to ship it, but again, if a coin is going to cost me $40, this prize pack is going to be $100. And at that point, it's just too expensive. We can't honestly afford, especially, and we can't guarantee you're going to get it because there's no tracking number the minute it leaves the U.S. and that's not good. But we will give it the old college effort. If you're outside of the U.S. and we can get it to you and it's decently affordable, we will definitely do it. But that's going to do it for us today. A big thank you to all of the people that showed up today. C Money, thank you so much for being a part of today's show. And of course, I'm going to close the show with something that's incredibly important to me. Hopefully, one day it'll be important to you, and that's something that my dad taught us when we were kids. And he would say, "Craig, treat others how you want to be treated, and also it doesn't cost anything to be nice. So live by those rules, son. I can guarantee you're gonna have an awesome day. So take care, everyone, and we'll see you next week on the newest episode of X Vlog Live."